Here we go. Good afternoon, Science Matter students. It is April 1st, and I have Miss Aurora here with me. There she is. And because it is the 1st of April, the planets are in alignment and gravity is pulling in all the right ways that we can balance an egg today. Do you have your egg? Okay, why don't you go ahead and show us how you balance it. There. Now, if you've ever tried to balance an egg, you know that it can be a little bit difficult because when you do this, the egg, you can balance yours. Okay, the egg will just tip over, and that's because of what we learned yesterday with the center of mass not being supported. Now, I said the planets were lined up and gravity and all that stuff is right, but that's incorrect. It's April Fool's, remember? And what we need to do is we need to increase that support base. And what Miss Aurora is doing there is behind this pen is, what do you have there? A little bit of salt, okay? And so if you do this at home, it's okay, here. We'll give you a little pile. There's a trick to this, which is why it's on April Fool's today. What we do is you put a little pile of salt down, and then if you take your egg, there you go. You can take your egg, and if you put it in the pile that's salt, it creates a little bit wider support base so the center of mass stays supported the whole time. Now, to make it look like you balance the egg, you do what Miss Aurora's doing, and you blow the salt away. And like that, you'll be able to convince your friends and family that you have these amazing balance powers, and you can balance an egg, even if your egg ends up being a little bit crooked like this one. Okay? So that's the first one to do. You could probably try this at home. Hopefully you have some salt. Maybe you have an egg floating around. If you do, it's something you can totally do. Thank you, Miss Aurora. I am done with your parts. Do you want to say bye to the students?
Bye.
Bye. All right, take these and put them off to the side. Here's the next thing you can take a look at, and I'm gonna get this towel out and take a look here. So this is something I'm sure you've seen before, and all I have are these 2 jars and some water, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fill them up. Okay, and I'll fill this one too. All right. Now, what I know you've seen before is if you take this, so I got this little like card here, and if we put it on top of it and flip it over, right, there is air pressure. Pull this down, but air pressure needs to go back up and it's pushing it in. And as soon as you remove the card, what happens? The water comes out. Here's where we get our new trick for today, and let's see if you can figure out what's going on. So if we try that again with this one, all right, and we flip it over just like we did before. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove this card, and if I remove the card, the water doesn't fall out. So what's going on there? Why does the water not fall out even though the card's not there? It's not like there's another thing there. I mean, I can easily get the water to fall out. It's no big deal, and I can even stop it as well. So, like, I don't have some secret device in there or something. So we can just pour the water. See, I can just pour the water in wherever I want. It just goes into the cup. It's open on the top. Take this, flip it over, and as soon as we do that, the water stays in when it's upside down. But if I tilt it just ever so much, water can come out. If I stop tilting it, it stays up. So what's going on here is there's a little bit difference between the 2 jars if you haven't figured it out. The first one is completely open. The second one here, the one that we were using that kept it open, has got a little piece of screen on it. I'll go into the camera. You can see that there. That's just window screen, right? And the water, and you've probably seen this before when you look at the screen, it's got water on it. And what happens is the water has a property where the molecules want to stay stuck together. And on the surface, they want to stay stuck together too. And we call this surface tension. And so when we pour the water in, it goes right through the screen. No big deal. But then, just like the card did the first time, there's a little bit of air pressure, right? Pushing on it. When we remove this, the molecules of the water, right there in the screen, they're being stuck to each other, and they don't want to let the air go in. There's enough force there that holds it and prevents the water from coming down or the air from pushing up. And it only works if you go completely upside down like this, because it's hard for it to go through. If we change the geometry just a little bit and we tilt it, we make this side a little bit deeper, this side a little bit less deep, when that changes it so that the surface tension can be broken, and then we start to get stuff floating through. You don't even need the card for this. If I take it over and I just flip it real quick, it will eventually stop. You can see there's still some water in there. It works a little bit better, but now I'm completely out. So there you go. Learned a little bit about surface tension. Perhaps if you did the demo where you have the penny and you try and put as many drops on it, it has to do the same thing where that water bubbles up. This is also how those little lizards or those little bugs skimmer across the top of the water. It has to do with the fact that the water molecules are actually attracted to each other, and they create this property. So there we go. Nothing to turn in today. Maybe just try balancing an egg, or if you have window screen, don't be cutting it out of your window. We just had some replacement stuff, so I cut it and put it in there. You could try, but don't wreck your windows. Your parents won't be happy. And yeah, don't forget to turn in your missing work, and I will see you later. Bye.